up, guys? Welcome back to the Spike NFC North podcast. As always, my name is Lex, representing the Green Bay Packers. I'm joined by the wonderful Mr. Lavon Lane, guys. It's Packers-Bears week yet again. What the fuck? It's too fast. It's too much. You know, the NFL, you know, before we get into the content of the show, I did notice, Lavon, and then maybe you might have picked this too, there's a lot of teams with repeat, like, division matchups, like almost back-to-back this year. Did you notice that?
I noticed. I seen it, but I didn't dive deep into it.
And it's kind of crazy because like the divisions are shaping up to be close across the board, NFC and AFC alike. But dude, like this whole teeter-tottering fuckery is getting annoying. It's crazy, dude. But we're here to talk about Packers Bears. Lavon, thank you for making the time to come on. I know you missed the show last night. If you guys want to check that out, it's also live on our channel. But we're talking about the Packers and the Bears right now, and I don't think we can really go into that without giving a little bit of time into the Packers' most recent matchup against the Denver Broncos. Because injuries, dog, where do I start? Obviously, Micah Parsons, you know, and that's a huge thing with an ACL tear. And so we're basically looking at a 9-month to 12-month return for him, which is going to be huge now. And I think that us coming into this matchup, obviously the Packers-Bears rivalry is probably the oldest rivalry in sports. It's my favorite rivalry. You know what I mean? Fuck the Bears. But, you know, it's one of those things, though, where it's actually fun, you know? And I think that this Packers defense is definitely one of those question marks of, you know, how we're going to play coming into Chicago on Saturday, which is also, I'm tired of them flexing games to Saturday. Shit's getting annoying. Like, just give me a consistent schedule. You know what I mean? With that being said, obviously the injury of Micah Parsons is definitely a huge detriment to what was our defensive scheme moving forward. And so we're at a loss. We lost, you know, Zach Tom, which I think is potential to come back. You know, I don't want anybody to force and, you know, be susceptible to a repeat injury. But I think at this point we're realizing the value of this game and this matchup. Not to mention, this is our playoff seeding right here. Like, this is what we have to play into. And I know I'll say this couple things, Lavon, then I'll let you get some words in. Here's my concerns moving forward, right? I love that the Packers front office was able to make a huge blockbuster trade and get us a high-quality edge rusher in Micah Parsons. However, I think that the second he became a Green Bay Packer, last year's defense was completely thrown out the window, you know, because, you know, everybody's picking the Packers as Super Bowl favorites. You know, everybody's high on this offense. Jordan Love is playing good football. You know, he's only thrown 4 picks on the year, so I'll fucking take it, you know. Obviously, his passing yardage is a little bit lower than it was at this point. But, you know, for the most part, we've been winning football games, you know. And I think that our defense is just going to have to revert and change the scheme. Now, with us having played a week ago, it was a week ago now. I guess we're in the middle of it, maybe a week and a half ago. We're not going to be able to play Monangai and Swift the same. We're not. And that's definitely something that's concerning because, like I said, you sent me the stats in the message, bro. Our pressures drop drastically without Micah Parsons in that play, man. Like, tank, you know. But I didn't actually go back and look at the charts, and maybe post-game I'll compare. You know, we'll see what the stats are. But I think that the Green Bay Packers this is an ultimate test. Because if we can't get through this, then realistically, we're not going to do much, you know. But I've been talking for a while. Mr. Lavon Lane, welcome to the show. What are your thoughts, man? Pick us up. Tell us what you want to know.
Man. Thank you for having me, man. I wish I could have made the show last night. I heard it was the bomb.
It was great.
Check it out.
Yeah, it was a great show.
So, you know, Imorie, you were speaking on injuries, you know. Ooh, you're not the only team with injury. Matter of fact, did you know Chicago Bears was leading the league in games missed?
Really?
With injury.
Really?
Yeah, we leading the league. Yeah, we have, well, if you compile up all our injuries, we had 240 games. If you compiled up every person with all our injuries. Huh?
I said that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. Now here's the thing about that. Now you mentioned Swift and Monangai. They on the
Hey, Lavon, do me one quick favor. Just pop your video off and pop it back on real quick. I just want to line it up. Yeah, just pop it off. The lips are a little bit off. I can fix it in post, but I don't want to. I can just trim this part out. Okay, say something.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, Imorie, you spoke about Swift and Monangai.
Yeah.
You know, our two backs, Lightning and Thunder.
Yeah.
They both on injury report.
What are their injuries now? Is it questionable or did not participate? What we got going on?
It did not. Did not participate, and the other one was limited.
Limited. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not
limited.
terrible. That's not who was
It's
who.
not terrible, but Growing is Swift.
So Swift is the one you're worried about.
Growing, yeah. Well, both of them really, but Swift is growing, and Mononga's hamstring.
Okay.
So, all right, check this out. Not just them two, our powerhouse back. We got a wide receiver group.
Okay.
We got Rome. He got a stress fracture in his foot. All right, that's one. Number two, Burton, the third.
Yeah,
Luther Burton the third.
That's huge.
Yes, and so his ankle, and so. Man, it's like now we do have many people that can come in and plug and play with these pieces.
Of course.
However, but it's just the fact you want your like this.
You want your primo players in base. Yeah.
Yes.
We want them healthy. We want them healthy.
Yeah, we want them healthy. We want a high quality game. Not saying the game won't be high quality, but you want your best players out there. However, next man up mentality, like they say. So that's what's going on with us. We struggle right now with injuries as well. However, I trust in Ben, and he's scheming up according to what we have in our depth
available
of our team that's available. So, man, just real talk. I can't wait till we dive deep into this, because man,
fuck, man, dude.
I think we're gonna beat y'all ass.
Beat our ass. He said, "Beat our ass."
And man, I
beat our ass. He says.
Let me tell you. The reason I look at it's not that arrogance. I look at Ben and how he talks to the media. I look at Caleb, how he talks to the media. And he said he has a confidence. And every quarterback has a sense of confidence. And sometimes if you have like extraordinary confidence with your arm, and we call it arm arrogance. If you got that arm arrogance, sometimes you might become a little arrogant like Aaron Rodgers, who, partial owner of the Bears.
Yeah, partial owner. That nigga owns the Bears. Like his middle name is McCaskey, nigga. What you mean? Like what we talking about? Like,
well, he ain't Hallis.
That's fair. And I get your confidence. But here's the thing. I think there's a silver lining with us dealing with these injuries, which sounds like a crazy thing to say out loud. I think there's a silver lining here because you guys don't know what we're going to do now. You know what I mean? Like, our whole scheme has to change, especially with the switching out of offensive lineman personnel. Zach Tom being hurt, Elton Jenkins being out for the season. Obviously, he wasn't playing, Zach Tom was playing in the Bears game, but obviously Elton wasn't. But I think that at this point, we're at the point in our season where adversity is going to give us an edge. I think that if we're ever going to come and respond, it's now. And it's against the Chicago Bears, who just so happen to be reputable now. What the fuck? In my years, I've never had Packers-Bears where it was like, it could go either way. Nah, this is absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? And you mentioned, you were talking about how Ben Johnson and Caleb talked to the media. The Packers media today was very interesting as well, especially if you listen to Jim Hafley's press conference talking about the defense. Motherfucker sounds like he's going to be in Green Bay next year. And that makes me so excited. So excited. I think that he realizes now that, like, and I could be completely wrong, proving the offseason. It's like Jeff Hafley's gone to coach somewhere else, But I think that he likes where he is and he feels at home. And to be honest, he's shining in his role in a way that doesn't subtract from Matt LaFleur's presence, And I think that there's a huge amount of mutual respect there, which I think is good for, the overall hierarchy, how everything is going, as far as coaching staff is concerned. Now, when we're talking game plan, we're talking beat up. Dude, we're both beat up in ragtag. I think that, across the board, y'all are a little bit healthier than us, as far as like O-line pieces and stuff like that. O-line pieces and shit, y'all are definitely better off than us, for sure. Yeah. Your O-line is solid, which I think is a huge thing, especially with our defense taking, the hits and injuries that we lost this week, But, I mean, dude, all in all, this matchup, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I think it's one of those things where we are just going to have to see who wants to play football on Saturday night.
Absolutely. And you know what? You made a great point, Emery. Let me tell you, like you talk about how Hafley was talking to the media. I listened to Hafley too. You know who Hafley sound like?
Who?
He sound like, you remember I talked about that confidence from my coach and my quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
He sounds so confident in his players, which is the great thing for you. He sound like Ben Johnson.
The fuck ever. The fuck? No. No, he doesn't. Dude, okay, I see your point. I see what you're pushing towards. I think Jeff Hafley scares the shit out of Ben Johnson, not the other way around.
Then he sound arrogant then.
No, I mean, he sounds confident. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You said, nah, nigga. You said we're gonna beat y'all ass. And it's cool.
Sound confident. Yeah. What? I sound confident because
oh my God, dude.
Let me tell you why. Because of the way Caleb is developing, and he's listening to coach. If you listen to both of them, they are sounding just alike. They are in the office 5 a.m. Just them two alone. They're scheming up, and you got to make sure your captain is running that ship.
Yeah,
that's how I see them. Now, when I hear him talk to the media, I'm talking about Ben Johnson. I hear Hafley. What's his name?
Jeff Hafley. Jeff Hafley. His name is Jesus. Yeah. All right.
No, I ain't gonna call him that.
I'm just kidding.
But he is so confident in his players that he will scheme up, just like Ben Johnson, to go against the grain of whatever we're gonna present to him.
True.
That's how I feel.
See, I get. Okay, you just hit it nail on the head. Okay, they're confident in Ben's ability. Right? He's a leader who leads by having a sense of authority. Hafley pulls niggas up to his mindset. You see what I'm saying? Ben is setting the standard and forcing everybody to come up. Hafley is here and he's like, nah, nigga, we're all going up together. And, it's all, a matter of happenstance. It's like, all bullshit aside, we don't know what the fuck is going on, in the locker room. We don't know how tense these meetings are, you know what I mean? But, objectively as a fans, and I think you both can agree, we're diehard for our franchise. It's like ride or die. It'll never change. But it's like, it's one of those things that like, dude, this rivalry is kind of setting the template because if we beat y'all, dude, like,
we gotta win on out.
Yeah, everybody has to win from then on, and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. So if you win and we lose, Detroit lose, you won the division.
Yeah.
You won the division.
Yeah.
All right. If we win, of course, you all lose. Detroit lose, we win the division.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Detroit. Now, who we have to bank on? I have to bank on
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and it's so perfect, too, because that nigga's the boogeyman for you. And I love to see it because, dude, all bullshit aside, Aaron Rodgers is a fairly divisive person in, like, sports media. I fucking love him. Like, dude, that man is arguably one of the most talented passers that the National Football League has ever had. Guys. You say what?
Yeah, he better not. Aaron, don't lose this game. Hey, do that discount double check against the line. Sorry, Corey. We gonna have to go in. We going in. Hey, do that against the line. Shoot. Man, come on, hook us
up. Oh, that's hilarious.
We go way back.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be real, dude, I don't know. Like, to be real with you, like, this game is so unquantifiably close, and I think we're still favored by Vegas by 1.5 points. I don't think anything that any stat person, any stat line can give you any insight into what the fuck's going to happen in Soldier Field on Saturday. I don't. I really don't.
Nobody knows.
And to be real with you, like, I'm hoping to see. I think the stakes are higher for me than they are for you, Lavon. I'll be real with you. Like, I mean, like, you guys still have a road. You're still fairly healthy. Barring injury, there's a lot of things that we could say that are going to tilt this one way or the other. But, like, we knew that this rivalry was going to be intense. But, like, Lavon, having all of it week to week is, at the end, it's a lot, bro.
Hey, here's the thing. I'm just so glad we're making it to a level where you feel like it's the old school rivalry.
Oh, it's back. It's back.
It's back.
It's back, bro. Like, yeah.
Check this out. Worst case scenario is say if, hey, have you thought about this? If we won, y'all got wild card, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If y'all got more than likely, guess who we gonna play in the playoffs?
Us.
You.
Yeah, I'm like, dog, Dude, what if it fucking happens? Dude, I swear to God, like, I'm like, dog, bro. And that's the thing, is like the way this league is going, man. Like, it could totally, and it will probably fucking happen. Like, in all seriousness, NFL will just be like, nah, let's just put them two North niggas over there. And then it's like, God damn it. Like, we gotta do that shit, dude. Fuck.
They're gonna cancel each other out. They gonna
and then the worst part is like, I'm not sure where the seeding's gonna fall, but what if it's the Rams in Seattle and then us? You see that? Like, and then and then there's one more in there too, which is not yet to be seen. So,
it's gonna be crazy.
And, I do think though that the playoff path potentially it's gonna run through the North. Like it's gonna be one or the other, And I don't know, man. And to be real with you, like as far as like seeding, I don't want to buy. Like I disagree with that. Like, having a playoff bye is not the way. Like in my personal thing, I don't like that because I feel like every team that comes back from a bye gets smacked, and then it's like, oh, game over. You know what I mean? Is that what happened to Detroit last year, or was that Minnesota?
Yeah, no, that was Detroit had the bye then.
I can't remember. I think it was Minnesota, and then they came back and got waxed. Yeah, that shit was terrible.
Well, long as the Rams keep winning, we ain't got to worry about that. They're going to have to buy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, and we were talking about them on the show last night, dude. The Rams took some hits. Devontae Adams went down. And that's...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that's different.
And that's different.
It's turning out to be an absolute gauntlet, dude. So, we're coming up on about 15, 16 minutes now. Lavon, what questions you got for me? What do you want to know from Pax fan? And then I'll ask you a couple of it in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the questions I have for you is, I honestly, me, I like to look into the locker room, as they say, on social media, as they interview with these media people. Mm-hmm. What is your thoughts on the visual perspective on the atmosphere or the body language of your team, or
like how where they at spiritually, you mean?
Morale wise.
I'll put this way: I don't think that our team is beefing with each other for once, and I think that what the fuck is she calling me for? I'll call her later. Okay, that's random. Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like I think that we're finally operating smoothly. I don't think there's any rifts. And I think that for, despite our adversity that we're going through this season, I don't see anybody beefing. And I think that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. I think that us facing this adversity, it's definitely one of those things that the timing is right for it to lock in. Now, one thing I do think is this team loves Jordan Love as quarterback. They love this guy. Oh, yeah. And to be honest with you, like, I know that there have been games this year that we've lost and he's had bad mistakes. That motherfucker is balling this year. Like, I'm not going to lie. His passing is insane. Like, that back foot hop shit makes me so happy, bro. Like, and he even against the Broncos the other day, there was one pass like that straight to the... And I'm like, nigga, like how? Like pocket collapsing, and that's a testament to this team. But I think that we're finally tapping into the lineage. And I also think that a lot of these Green Bay Packers players have all faced adversity in their personal lives. So they find a common goal to unite against, which fortunately for us, unfortunately for them, is this rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to be like, y'all are as good as the Bears. That'll fuck, dude, every Packers fan will be ready to fight. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, I think that that's a great question. But I think that we're at the point now where it's time for people to put their fucking cleats on and get on that practice field and figure shit out. And I think that the scheme, I don't know if Half is going to go with more of a simulated pressure on defense. Obviously, we're not going to have a bunch of defensive ends getting around the edges. I mean, hell, maybe he'll scheme something up to get Rashawn Gary active. Lucas Van Ness is going to be active this game. I don't know. But to answer your question, I think that we're united against a common goal. I think that's huge for us. All right. And then let me go ahead. You got something on that?
Yeah, no. I was just about to say, because you speaking of Jordan Love and how you throw off that back foot, man. Not to get into too many numbers, but the fact that when we blitzed y'all, dude, he was nearly perfect.
Yes.
And on third down, he was 8 for 11.
Yes.
What I mean, so it's like we might have to pull back some.
Yeah. But
And,
also, that's going to open shit up too. So, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like you said, it's about the scheme. I'm a fan. So, I'm like, I get all excited when you blitz somebody, but we miss him. We missed him every single time when we blitzed him.
Yeah.
And it cost us the big play.
Yeah, especially the deep ball. And, I think that, the silver lining for this, I'll say this and I'll ask you a question in the show. I think this is a Matthew Golden game. I think it's finally fucking time. Watson's definitely going to be on either some sort of limited snap count or limited, in some capacity. It's time to give Golden the ball. Give him the deep shots. Let him use his speed. Because I swear, if there's anything I want to see from the rest of this team this season, barring a playoff berth, right? I want us to beat the Bears again, and I want to see Matthew Golden get a touchdown. And then then whatever happens at that point, But, I mean... At this point, dude, injuries and shit, ain't no telling what the fuck's going to happen on the road to the playoffs. But, all right, I'll ask you this question, and then we'll wrap the show up. But, Mr. Lavon Lane.
All right. Yes, sir.
My question for you is, what do you think is going to give you guys the edge should we pull away from you in this game up by a huge margin? How are you guys going to rally back at home? Because typically Bears fans are unforgiving. They'll boo. They'll change this thing. Do you think that Caleb Williams has the resiliency to face his second loss to this team at home with this current regime? Like, obviously, Johnson's got some shit schemed up. And I do think Caleb's going to be a problem tomorrow. On Saturday. I absolutely do. Like, there's no question about that. How are you guys going to bounce back should our defense be effective? Is my main question, I guess.
That's a great question. Now, let me answer that. I'm gonna answer it corporately.
All
right. All right. Number one is that we're playing in Chicago. We can't remember we're playing in Chicago right now. We have a 5-game winning streak in Chicago. Be mindful that we want a winning atmosphere that we can feel. We're not in Lambeau. We're in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's one. Number two is Caleb Williams is leading the league in game-winning drives.
He is.
He has 5. He has 5. So we got 5 game-winning drives. We got a 5-game winning streak at home. All right. Number 3. This one right here, being number 3, is probably one of the most important ones. Is that the fact that in each game, Ben Johnson, I don't know what he said in the locker room, but when it comes to halftime, you talking about adjustments made.
Oh, he's doing them. He's doing them.
Somehow we get back in every game. You gotta understand the one score games we've been close in. So the fact that we are competitive. No, we're not elite. We're not elite at all. But how we are competitive, and that's what you want to see when you're trying to win ball games. Even you gotta understand. One game we didn't have our linebacker 1. We didn't have our linebacker 2. 3 or 4, we didn't have our CB1. We had CB2 or 4.
Yeah.
We had to go off the street to pull some people, and we still was competitive. So at the end of the day, to answer your question, it goes back to coaching. These guys are coaching these brothers up on this field. I'm telling you, I'm from offense to defense and special team. And let me tell you why. Because we lead the league in the last 5 games, 5 again, last 5 games, we leading the league at where we starting. And when y'all kick off to us, our starting line is at the 34-yard line.
Yeah.
That's where we starting on every drive. And that helps shrink the field down.
Yeah.
Instead of starting at the 10 or the 25, we starting at the 34. And so, man, all of that goes back to coaching. Your question, it goes back to coaching. These guys are doing magnificent, working well together.
So, with that being said, I'm going to ask you one little short question. You guys win the coin toss. Are you receiving or are you kicking?
Man. You asked me that. You didn't say, man, you hit my heart with that one. Let me tell you why. I don't understand. Maybe it's just something they got going on. I don't understand why we always receive the ball. We win the toss and we receive the ball first half. Why are we always kicking it off second half? Why we can't get the ball and start off the second half on a groove? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
And here's the funny thing. In the past few games, We haven't done good on the first drive. We 3 and out.
Absolutely not.
3 and out.
But in this one, you got a fucking shot. Our defense got to adjust, bro. Like, you got a shot. So it's a double-edged sword. It's either you take it and, you run with it and you do what you got to do. You get ahead early, or, you pay the consequences. Because, I mean, our offense is pissed off. They just lost a bunch of guys. Like, so we're going to see. All right, Lavon, one last question. Score prediction. What do you think?
Score prediction. I think it'll be a blowout. Just tripping with you. No, ain't gonna be no blowout, man. Humble myself to where the score was. Oh, I am. Trust me. I know my team. That's one thing. I know. Let me say it before I give you my score right quick. When I was with Kareem, I told him when we played y'all the first time that this gonna be a bomb. They about to score 3rd and 11 and 12. This gonna be a bomb, and y'all scored
every single time.
Every time. I said, "See, I know my team, but however, I think the score is not gonna be a blowout, but it'll be very close. It's gonna go to the last quarter, like last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say 27-24.
Okay, 27-24 Bears. I'm gonna think it's gonna be a low-scoring game this time.
I got you.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm overconfident on our defense and Halfley's ability to come up with a different scheme. But I'm going to go 24-21 Packers. Like, I'm I mean, that's pretty low. It's not going to be a 40 bomb. Like, it's not us versus the Cowboys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's not a 40-40 fucking tie. Like, but... Yeah. I think it's going to be low and slow.
Like 13-10.
Okay, what I put it this way, Lavon, I think most of the points are going to be scored in the second half. That's what I think. And I you know what I mean? I think that the Packers are, we have this tendency to, start slow or get in a slump, and then we have this, this crawl. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it could be a shit show for the first half. Plus, Saturday night games typically fuck with me because last time we had a Saturday night game, I had a Friday night game. Any game other than Sunday or Thursday fucks with me. Because last time we had a Friday night game, we opened last season with the Eagles, and Jordan Love gets hurt. And I'm like, I don't like that. You know what I mean? I'm superstitious in that regard, But hey, man,
I'll be mindful of that.
Yeah. I don't like that, And but like I said, go Packers, Bears this Sunday night. It's gonna be great. We'll have a post game episode 2 for you guys. Lavon Lane, thank you for making the time. Fuck the Bears.
Yes,
my name is Lex, representing the Green Bay Packers. We'll see you guys after the game. Go Pack, go.
FGB.